And welcome to our show, Geeks Wired Podcast. We're talking about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. I'm your host, Bill, and we have the host, Anthony.
Hello.
Hi. I think you're a little quiet.
Hello.
Oh, that's a little better.
I probably just killed their ears.
Well, that's why we try to level things out before we send it out.
Oh, you do that? Okay.
I try to. Levels.
Levels.
And along with the levels, you can send us a leveled email or a leveled text message or voicemail if you want to talk to us. Email is geekswired@gmail.com. Our phone number and text number is 801-896-4335 or 801-896-GEEK. You also can get access to the podcast early by supporting us on Patreon or just supporting us on Patreon if you want to just help us out. It's always nice. And it's patreon.com/geekswired. And this is episode 440. It's been many, many years we've been doing this.
Oof. It's a lot. A lot of episodes.
It is. There's so many. So, let's see here. How do I do it? Let us choose things that are newish.
All right, what's newish?
Do you know about Fry's Electronics?
Yeah, I read about that this morning. They're dead.
Pretty much.
Their Twitter page is gone. Did it say something about Facebook? I don't remember.
I would not doubt it. But I was mixing up this Fry's with Kroger's Fry's. Kroger has a supermarket chain called Fry's.
Oh, I didn't know that. I immediately thought it was Fry's Electronics.
Well, for a moment, I thought they were the same thing, and then I was really confused. I was like, wait, why would Kroger suddenly choose this one?
I've never even heard of Kroger's Fries. Where are they at?
I don't know. They're around.
We're going on tangent.
You're going to go on tangent?
Yes, because it's food related. We're not going to be on the tangent that long. Right. I don't know if you watched this TikTok video I sent you, but East Coast and West Coast butter.
Yes, I did watch it, and I have had butter that is of East Coast and West Coast size, and I never realized that's what they were, because you can buy East Coast and West Coast butter in Idaho.
Yeah.
Actually, I might even have East Coast and West Coast butter in my fridge. Now, for the listeners, you want to explain East Coast and West Coast butter?
I'd have to look it up, but essentially, all the butter stuff, like all the dairy stuff was done on the East Coast. I'm just doing a story for it. And the West Coast wanted to get in on that after a while. I don't know the timeline of this, but it's whatever. And they couldn't get the stuff to actually cut the butter the way that the East Coast did. And so they just made their own. The too long didn't read version of it. Condensed down to way more than it should be probably.
But the other thing is East Coast butter is long and skinny, while West Coast butter is stubby and...
East Coast is skinny boys, and then West Coast is chunky boys, I guess.
Sure. It's the same amount of butter. They're just packaged differently.
Yeah. Although most of my butter actually comes from margarine. Is that what that's called?
There's margarine. Yes.
Okay.
That is the name. It depends what I need. I think I
don't know. For me, it usually just works. Like, there are some cases where having butter would be better.
Scones.
Speaking of scones.
Put it on scones.
No, there's a song that talked about scones. It's just... And it's not really scones. It's just... Yeah, anyways. You'll have to remind me. I think that's what I was going to actually talk to you about.
Scones. Okay.
It was scones related.
We'll talk about scones later.
But going back to... Okay.
No, I'm just going to leave it there. It'll be there. We'll look at it later. Just took a note.
Going back to the article, though.
Oh, about Fry's Electronics?
Yes. What about it?
Apparently, they're going out of business. They're shutting down Stores in all 9 states and all 31 stores. There's so many of them left.
Yeah, and when I was reading through these this morning, I didn't know they were, because I heard people talk, like, not necessarily praise, but they were always just saying that if you need electronics and stuff, just head down to your local Fry's, as if that was a thing around these parts. But where's the closest one? Vegas?
No clue.
But
yeah.
Looking, what happened?
Talking about the...
I just had a pop-up.
She's brave. You get none of those.
Well, I don't normally get them because I have a network-wide ad blocker at my house, but it's not here.
No, we don't block our ads
I can't.
on the network. We block them on the
You should
individual
consider
thing. It varies.
At any rate, where am I? Oh, I think it closed out. I got to go back to it. Oh, no.
But
What?
so
That's why I clicked on the wrong
the
thing.
pandemic was not their death. They were dying.
They were dying before that.
Yeah.
Because what I was getting at was just seeing the pictures of the empty aisles, like just decimated. Oh, sad panda.
That's something else that occasionally happens a little more. Oh, yeah, their website's even down. You can't even like search to see where.
So, whenever I read about this, it immediately reminded me of Circuit City. Because I think Circuit City died in a very similar fashion, like just abruptly.
No, abruptly, but not unexpected. Like this is, I wouldn't call this abruptly because that's even the stuff.
You're right.
Articles.
It was a slow death, but like abruptly to me, because I didn't even know about it. Like I didn't know it was a thing. And whereas like Circuit City, I was younger, so I don't quite remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened. Like I remember what happened, but I also like my nearest one was like an hour and a half away from where I lived, so it's not like I went there all the time. So would you? So you're saying it's not similar, or it is similar to the situation? Because it's just what.
Well, I mixed up Circuit City with the music company.
Napster?
No, the one that was in Everybody's Mall. I forget which one it was.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mostly because I didn't have a mall where I lived, so.
But
I went to the mall like 5 times a year, if that.
I guess I didn't really go to Circuit City a whole lot because, like you said, didn't really have one around here, and they ended up. But Fry's, they've been empty. They've been getting bad service.
And yeah, along with all that, I guess they were trying to get vendors to basically deliver them inventory and then not pay them until it's sold.
Or they'd take returns, slap a discount on it, and throw it back on the shelf. Or check your receipt item by item when you walk out of the store.
Really?
Yeah, they were actually being quite aggressive with a lot of it.
So it wasn't just like they were just glancing at the receipt and then looking at your cart and then just going checkbox.
Yeah.
Like it does, like at Costco and what some Walmarts do,
but
used to do.
Costco, I found out, or these like Costco's and Sam's Club, that is part of your agreement when you sign up for an account, is that you will let them you will let them check off your receipt. I did not realize that, but I found that out. Where like Walmart is.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they don't do bags. Like they do cardboard containers, and so you could easily, if you were to get past the counters, you could just roll out of there and no one would be the wiser unless they checked your receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was in the agreement either, but cover their butts, I guess. In case someone... Anyways.
Sam Goody.
What's Sam Goody?
It used to be a music store.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, wow. That is a super 90s Sam Goody's from the photo.
Really? I was thinking that was too much glass.
But yeah, Sam Goody, they sold music. That's where you went when you bought tapes and CDs or... stuff like that.
That was
Actually, no,
wild.
these seem super 80s, these photos. Yeah, I don't know. But Sam Goodies was around for, what they do is they came around in the late 1940s, and they shut down in the 90s or 2000s.
Did they go out of business or did they get bought out?
Oh, there's still one in Tallahassee.
Oh, so it's like Best Buy. Not Best Buy, sorry. Blockbuster.
So they were either converted into other popular brands like FYE, or completely just shut down.
I think I have heard of FYE.
FYE is another one of those.
For your entertainment, yeah.
Yep. Along with Walden Books. Walden Books was put out of business by Barnes & Noble, which is being put out of business by Amazon, which is being put out of business by some Google. Or no, I'm sure there's somebody that's actually working on.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, now? No,
And
not
there
now.
There is steps happening that's why Amazon's actually.
Is Barnes & Noble really in that much trouble? Because I actually like them.
They're a brick and mortar store, and they are not doing the greatest for a brick and mortar bookstore. That's why they had their Nook for a while. They were trying to compete against Amazon with the Kindle.
They still have it.
Yeah, and their old Nook was amazing. Like their first generation Nook, you could actually just upload regular PDFs and Mobi files to it.
You can do that on Kindles.
Now,
No, I was able to do that on my Kindle 3G. It was the one with the keyboard that also had a 3G modem. And that was before I jailbroke it.
nice. Do you remember KB Toys? It's all right.
The name sounds familiar. I know of it. I don't know that I'd ever saw one. Could you open up a photo? Nope.
Another one of those.
Never seen it.
Radio Shack.
We have one.
Yes, we do.
It was surprising to me that they're still around, actually.
Yes.
They came around after Radio Shack went out of business. Or shut down, actually.
Wait. Who came around?
That Radio Shack
Oh, I see. Yeah, because
didn't exist when Radio Shack, like, whenever they shut down
Yeah.
nationwide. It got added in, like, 2 years later. And surprised the heck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised it's still around. Because they charge way too much money for stuff.
But it's a nice place to go to, like, oh, I just need, like, 3 inches of wire. Or this
Like,
random
I'd be
screw.
great. I'd be glad to support them if it was just like everything is $10 to $20 more expensive than it should be.
Yeah, that's the way it is with most brick and mortar computer stores.
Yeah,
They have to make profit because you could just
Unless
go online and buy it.
it's graphics cards. The local store here
Uh.
actually sells them at retail prices,
Ooh.
but there's a waiting list.
Ah,
Because I did try calling them to get one like 2 weeks ago, and no, it was like a month ago now, and I would have had to be put on a waiting list, and I didn't care enough. So back to fries.
not the edible type. The tech company that's now no more.
I mean, they're still around for now. By still around, I mean they exist as an entity, just not for too much longer. What did you look up?
A type of location at the end of fries. I don't know why I'm not.
There's one closer than Phoenix.
Well, in my
Is it
number,
because of your...
it might be. The pin. Am I even on? Nope, it's not connected. I don't know where it thinks I am. That's probably why. Maybe my browser. It might be Brave actually is causing the issue.
Maps. That didn't work very well.
Oh well.
So the nearest one is either in Colorado or Las Vegas. And yeah, Las Vegas is closer. Or it may not be closer like distance-wise, but it's definitely closer driving-wise if you were to drive. Because the one to Colorado is, at least from where we are currently, you have to go like all the way down to like south of... I don't know what that place is. But you'd have to go way past Salt Lake City and then take the road that goes east. The interstate that goes east, whatever that is.
Probably 70.
I could figure that out by zooming in. That sounds like a lot of work, though. But I'll do it. It's 70. Did you say 70?
I did say 70.
I-70. Which there's an intricate numbering system for interstates in the U.S., by the way. I think it's similar to how streets are done, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that north to south is odds.
The fives.
No, just odds. I think they're just odds. They might be fives.
They're the fives. And then
East to west
is the tens.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's rules depending on how close you are to a major city, a metropolis. There are rules if you're within the metropolis area. And how it makes like the discs as you go in. I ended up seeing like a YouTube
I do
video
know
of this.
that like if there's like a business route and it's turned into an interstate, it's usually 3 digits. And I don't think there's a strict numbering system on that one. It's just that it's 3 digits. Because the business loop that goes, I'm not going to say around Salt Lake City, but it kind of circles the center of it is 215. And it's a very small interstate system.
And that is interstate, not to get confused with highways, because highways
are completely different.
Yes, and most of them were just most of them were created out of just being old used paths, because the highway systems started coming around when the bicycle, the car, the roller skates, and the scooter were all invented at the same time. In fact, they came around because bicyclists wanted to ride faster, and windy roads weren't so great, so they tried to make an interstate system for bicycles, or a highway system for bicycles.
I was going to say interstate system.
Yeah, not interstate, a highway.
Interstate system was brought about by
Ohio. The Ohio Turnpike.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was privatized first because the federal government couldn't pay for it. That's why many states have a toll system and many states don't, because the ones that don't end up getting off of doing it later with the federal assistance. And it's not privatized. Well, like the Ohio Turnpike and the entire system over there is privatized. Parts of Illinois are. Yeah, it's all fun.
How did we get on this topic?
Locations. You said I-70.
Yeah, I did.
How do you get over to the Fry's that is going to be closed?
Actually, I could tell you how much. Okay, that's not a Fry's.
Ah, drat.
In Colorado, at least.
Oh, well. Well, it doesn't
The
matter.
one in Las Vegas is.
Straight down I-15. There you go.
The thing that tipped me off was I clicked on it and the street view showed a house, which is not what it should show.
Might be a daycare.
Interesting. There's not. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
Well, how about this? Along with our technology one, we could talk about the sad thing about what's going on in Texas, where people are without power, water, and all that. Feel for them. But there's been a problem that's been identified. Because many of these people also have solar panels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happens when you have solar panels and you're connected to the power grid, and the power grid, it's turned off? Or broken, or whatever?
I'm going to have two guesses.
Yeah. You got 50-50 chance.
Either you get the power, like you just get to use it, or it feeds directly back into the system.
It just doesn't work.
Oh, so it's like a car when the battery's dead.
Well, so if you don't have batteries, what happens is you're constantly pushing, you're pushing your power in, and it's feeding you, so you get the if you push in more than you get, your bill is zero. If you are taking more power than you're giving, you have a bill. And so that's why like you provide when when a lot of people, well, a little less now, but when people are not home during the day, when power usage is less during the day, you're pushing a lot of power into the power grid for sale or for use. At night, when everybody's home, you're bringing power into the house usually, and there's no sun, so you got no positive amount. Well, when the power grid's turned off for safety features, construction work, breakage, whatever, it's a safety feature to stop feeding the grid because there could be work going on it. And because you stop feeding the grid, you're also not getting power. Therefore, no electricity. If you have batteries, then you can build a hybrid system. Then you can build that safe switch, whatever. Basically, as soon as you're pushing through the batteries to the internet, or to the grid, to the interweb of grid electricity, and then when the grid is shut off, you have batteries to pull from, and you're pushing into your batteries.
Do people have solar panels that aren't hooked up to batteries?
Yes, that's apparently a common thing.
Why?
Because it costs, I ended up looking this up, it costs $20,000 to get solar panels on your house and be hooked up to the grid, and it costs $40,000 to get batteries installed with the solar panels. It costs an extra it costs like an extra $12,000 to $15,000 to get batteries.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was just a quick quote.
At that point, I don't know why you'd even get the solar panels. If you're not going to get the batteries, because like I know people say that they pay for, like they supposedly pay for themselves, but at least for the older systems, it took like 20, 30 years for that to happen. And by that point, the solar panels are probably no good anyways, because they do degrade.
They do degrade, and better technology comes around.
Yeah.
That's my biggest reason.
Not that I'm like putting down solar panels. I think they're great.
Yeah. And
it's just they're not like, monetarily speaking, they're not super practical still.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to, a lot of them have like 25-year plan. They'll survive for 25 years and replace. And at that point, you have the hardware there. You just need to replace the panels then. So like that $20,000 to...
Well, that's the most expensive part, isn't it? The panel?
Might depend. Especially in 25 years, it might not be the most expensive part.
And in 25 years, we'll have Tesla roofs.
Or something along those lines.
Oh, yeah. Or like blinds. I think they came out with blinds that were somewhat solar paneled too.
They came out with glass not too long ago. Actually, I don't know if I had that in the show notes. And it does really, really well.
The glass ones?
The glass does. There's a latest round of glass.
Interesting. But you were talking about the solar panels.
So along with so that's why there's the
off-grid stuff.
Yeah, there's off-grid. You have to be careful with off-grid because many states or many areas won't allow you to be off-grid. Idaho has a law that if you will live within city limits, you are not allowed to be off-grid. And I feel like there might be a little more on that too. If there is existing wiring, you're not allowed to be off-grid either. Like if they're like you build across the street from a power line, they won't let you be off-grid.
What's the reasoning for that?
Capitalism.
Well, I was just wondering if there was like, yes, it's all going to be that way, but I was wondering if they had a reason that they could cite.
Capitalism.
A reason that most people would agree with.
Capitalism.
Not the people this would affect.
Yeah, true.
Which, to be fair, there's not. I only have seen one person who's been off grid, and that was just because he lived up on a hill, and he would have had to have a bunch of poles dug to get the power up there. Yeah, but
interesting.
So it was economically not viable, but
yeah, it wasn't costly. Yeah, I have seen one person who built their own, and it was impressive. They just actually did a lot of research. It is a total homemade system. It works. and they
And
maintain it.
Using solar panels?
Yeah, they did. They are on a.
I'd be worried about overcharging the batteries.
They are on a 220 system instead of 110 because of the batteries, and they have the failed safes and everything.
And are they in the U.S.?
They just didn't convert. They didn't do the converter to revert because batteries, like your car batteries. That's what they're using. Basically, using car batteries.
Oh yeah, because those are the most. If you can withstand the weight, they're the most like dense energy storage still. Well, dense and economical.
Mm-hmm.
I think lithiums are getting close, but
prices are changing. All that.
But they were 220.
Yeah, they were on 220. The way they set up, then they thought about like getting another device to like change it, which honestly they probably should because 110 is a better efficiency at power usage. But they hooked it up, they made it work, and they're.
Well, that's not it. It's just very few devices are 220. Well, I guess they'll support both now.
Yeah.
Most things will.
If you got the plugs, you got the setup. I mean, even computers, they'll support the 220. You might have to switch some things, but.
Most power supplies will. Not all of them.
True.
Be very careful about that. And some of them you do have to manually switch, like you said.
Yeah.
They won't automatically switch, especially the older ones.
Have you ever plugged something in a 220 when you forgot to change it over from 110?
No, but I've done the other way.
You let the magic smoke out of your computer. It's not very good.
Because I switched. I didn't know what the switch did.
Oh.
On my family's computer. So I switched to 220 just to see what happened. It didn't break it because we were on 120.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it didn't break it.
Well, it's not enough power going to it.
Yeah, but I think it would be sending it through different circuits. So the power probably wasn't as clean or something. Because it'd be sending it through a different transformer to step it down, I think. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works.
So this is the panels. Was this the one? Maybe this. Yeah.
They're still only 21% efficient.
Correct. Well, come on. Most solar panels are.
I know they're not that high, but I thought they were getting high. I thought they were that.
Why do I feel like this isn't the exact same stuff that I saw?
Are you looking for the glass-based ones?
I thought I was.
That you'd use for a window or something that goes on your roof? Because these look like roof tiles.
The other ones did, yes. These look like less.
Oh, that's a weird look.
These are polymers, yeah. He just put like. And yeah, I don't know. I thought they had done quite a bit better with it. I can't find it now.
Way to go.
I know. Go talk about it, and then. That's what I get for. I swear I wrote this down once, at least. But I didn't. Oh well. There's glass stuff out there. It's coming along. And it's going to be cool because you can install it in your house. And you get power off it. And it doesn't need as much direct light as all the other stuff. That was the other stuff I was reading about it.
Well, most people get around that by having some kind of motor hooked up to it to change the angle.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm talking about that it will collect. The glass is better at the glass ones I was reading about is better at collecting light from
to be clear,
all the sources.
They're all glass. It's just this new version.
Clear your house glass version, not just solar panel glass.
Which is weird to me because I would have thought they would need. Well, I mean that's because that's how they've always been. It could be a new way of doing it. That's better.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it sounds like it might be better, but yeah. That's weird to me that it still uses 120.
You mean 220?
Yeah.
Or 110?
Yeah. 110 to 220, whatever.
Yeah.
Or 110 to 120. Wouldn't you just use like a transformer?
He never put one in. He didn't want to spend the money on it.
I guess that's fair. Because they are a lot of money. Because isn't the U.S.'s power system is...
110.
I know it's 110 when it's in the house. Or is it 110, they just have multiple phases?
You're mixing AC and DC with what your
Huh?
You're starting to mix also the AC and DC stuff.
No, I'm not. Phases? I'm pretty sure we have, like, because I watched a video on this, and I think we have 2-phase 120 or 220 or whatever it is, and that's what the transformer, all it's doing is just splitting the phases. So that you get 110 going to your house. Which is why you have 3 wires going to your house.
2-phase electrical power?
Yeah. Because, like, I think each one, like, you have 2 that are the main driver, like, wires, and then I think you have, like, a neutral. See?
Ew.
This doesn't explain the power, but yeah, they're just different phases, and your transformer is just splitting the phases.
Which actually would make it, you could get more out of it than, because of that, more power out of your...
Mm-hmm. And it means you can also have 220 stuff. You just give it both phases.
Yeah.
And in fact, the outlet that goes to your stoves,
and
they're 220, but they also have 120 in there too.
And dryers.
If they're not gas.
True.
Because the gas ones are 120 still.
Crazy.
Why is it crazy?
Gas.
So?
Gas dryer. I don't know. Just like...
Yes, it's a little bit more flammable, risky. Especially if you have a vent that doesn't work right, or it just started spraying a leak and just venting directly into your dryer, because that's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
But they do dry fast because they're using fire.
Ooh. Yeah, true.
You're still looking for this, aren't you?
I totally want to, because I'm like, I know I saw something. Maybe that is it. It's just there's like better versions. That's the colored ones, though. I didn't think there was colored. That was just regular. Like the ones I was seeing was just regular glass.
To me, I wouldn't see how that would work, but because there's nothing in there unless it's like super microscopic. But if that's the case, then they could scale it up and get way more power per square inch if they didn't make it be transparent.
I could see that. But then also you're able to take multiple advantages of it.
Yeah, in a way. Especially if you're putting it on a skyscraper, because the entire outside's glass for the most part these days.
Yeah.
At least your standard ones. Your more exotic ones are different, but they're still a lot, like, mostly glass, but they're not all glass. You have, like, 70% be glass? It's a little bit of facades over the top.
And then you can also have glass tint. Well, it makes energy.
Like tint that goes over the existing glass?
The solar windows change tint as they generate energy. And that might help with some of your power collection.
Oh, so here's this. If they change as they're collecting energy, that could work as like a built-in shutter system. True. Like, so that if it's super bright outside, you just tint the windows.
Yeah.
Kind of like one of those self-dimming mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
If they get too much, like, I mean, it's not the same thing, but I'm using it as an analogy. Because all they're doing is just, they got like a LED screen, not LED, LCD that's over it. And all it's doing is just like powering up the LCD more to filter, to stop some of the light coming into the screen. Or into the mirror. Which the old style where you flip it, all that is I think you basically have 2 mirrors in one. It's just the other one, like, you have half of it being at like an angle or something. It's weird, but mirrors, the way they design those rear view mirrors is kind of actually cool.
It is interesting.
You get two different angles from one. You still trying to find it?
I gave up on it.
Oh, okay.
I put something in the show notes that I put some things. We'll put that one in too. Why not?
So this other one, you cool if we move on?
No. What's up?
Okay. The Google Pay thing, the title of that card threw me for a loop because I missed a couple of words. I thought it said, they will no longer tolerate you switching to their new app. I missed not.
Did you?
So I
have you
was
switched?
very confused.
Have you switched to the new Google Pay?
I didn't even know there was a new Google Pay.
There is. Actually, I
What's it
I even
called?
got Google Pay.
What was the old one called?
Google Pay.
All right, let me do a quick search in the App Store.
I actually had I thought I invited you to it because I was
You
like,
might have. I just probably never got the
it was
notification.
like, invite your friends to Google Pay, the new app. So this happened. The new Google Pay app came out. I don't even remember. Sometime like middle last year, and there was like nothing really, no real shiny. I just jumped on it.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I had
you
no
see.
idea there was a new one,
Yeah, so I signed up for it, and
which I should probably download it.
yeah, see, I've had it for a little while. I wonder if I can still get you if I invite you to it, because there was advantages to. Interesting. I have to register again because my phone number is used on another Google account. We'll go figure. Because it's all right. But yes, now they're gonna actually start like pulling restrictions from the old app, so they're actually gonna force people to switch over to
Pulling, so not pulling, putting.
putting restrictions. You're right. Pulling ability to use it or whatever.
That would work.
And you can earn rewards and all that.
Ooh. Can I turn on Face ID so I don't have to put my password in every time?
I got fingerprint on this one, so yeah, at least that.
No, I know you could do that on the Google stuff. I was talking about the App Store. Because my new phone, I apparently don't have that turned on yet. And whenever the password prompt comes up for this one, it didn't even give me an option to use LastPass, so I had to go to the app and copy-paste it.
I can invite you. Have you already downloaded it?
I just downloaded it.
Drat.
I don't think that matters, though.
Let me try it. See if I copy the link.
Because I haven't opened it yet.
I send it to you. We both get $10. Get up to 10. Oh, no. No, we get up to $10 for my first 3 referrals.
Interesting.
Apparently, it's supposed to work really well with certain gas stations. You don't have to get. You can just get gas without having to pull your phone out or pull your credit card out. I got points. I got points just for using the tap pay. I was like, yeah, here, let's just use this. So they actually give you money. I shouldn't say points. They gave me money back actually for using the app. So yeah, I'll get $1 to $10 for myself, and you'll get $1 to $5 for a friend when you sign up with the unique referral code. I didn't share with anybody because I basically assumed that everyone who had Google Pay already had it, and if you had the old one, you weren't going to be able to get the new one. So that's why I never invited you.
Why didn't this open in the app? I gotta open it up.
Oh well.
No, I mean, it didn't open it up in the app. It put it directly inside of, it opened it up in Discord.
Huh, that's awesome.
Oh, maybe I just okay, let's try this. Put the phone number in.
Do all the things.
I'm not a robot. I gotta put in the stuff.
Yeah, so I got money. I've got $9 just for using Google Tap Pay.
Open.
So yeah. Oh yeah, there's also the I just realized the show notes actually have the thing for what the differences were. And they're both still in the store. That's the other thing. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, usually when they do that, they pull the other one completely.
Uh-huh.
So that you can't, like, you can download it if you had it already, but you wouldn't be able to get it if you didn't.
But yeah, so that's the thing. So what else? Do you have any other questions about it?
So they're doing this because they're just trying to force people to get onto it because
Uh-huh.
people weren't moving.
Yep.
To be like I didn't know, to be fair.
So on April 5th, people will lose Google Google informs users that the old app and the Google Pay website will lose their transactional ability to send and receive money capabilities on April 5th. So you can't send money to your friends through Google Pay on the old app as of the 5th.
Like if you tried, would it tell you?
Probably. I'm sure people already got messages or something like that, maybe. They said that they sent it out a couple days ago, an email. Probably with all your other emails.
No. I got nothing. Unless I put it in my social folder or promotions.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting because it's from Google. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. What is it asking me here? No, I don't want this. Don't turn on.
Oh, yeah.
What?
So, new Google Pay app. Switch over. If you
Or-
want to keep using it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Or you can just keep on tap paying. You just won't be able to pay your friends. But give it another year and they will probably take that away too.
If I send $1 to someone, I can get $5.
Ooh, I'll take $1.
No.
Aw.
I'm just not looking at it anymore.
That'll happen.
Yeah, so that title just threw me for a loop.
I don't blame you.
Let's talk about T-Mobile.
All right.
Because that made you mad.
No, I
Or-
put something else in the show notes that is not in the show notes.
Did you put it on another board?
Possibly.
Did you want to talk about that first then?
No, we can talk about this.
Okay. So T-Mobile has a new Magenta Max plan, which supposedly comes with truly unlimited data. Which when I was reading about it this morning, it sounded like it. But according to you...
No, it's not.
Is this in the article?
No, I read this through their small print. I ended up going and looking at these plans. And they are not unlimited. They actually have... They just like everyone else. They have the same thing where you go and you hit your 50 megs of usage for the month. And if somebody else needs more power or more internet than you right now, you have been reduced to lesser than.
Basically, they have quality of service.
Yes.
And you get, if you are a heavy user, you get put on the lower tier list. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get throttled down, but if the network's getting hit a lot, you will get throttled down.
Also known as big cities.
Hmm?
Big cities. You might have more towers, but you also have more people, which means you have a higher chance of getting throttled.
Not even big cities. When I was on prepay for Verizon here, I was getting throttled like all the time.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because
Small cities, less towers.
no, it's just that Verizon, so if you're post-pay, and as long as you're not over that like 50 gigabyte limit, you're at the highest spot. Once you get above that 50 gigabyte limit or whatever it is for your plan, you get put down a step. If you're prepay, you're down an even lower step. And then if you have an unlimited prepaid and you go over, I don't know how much it is, but there's a limit, you get put even lower down.
Ah. That'll happen.
Which doesn't make sense to me because well, the quality of service is whatever, but like Verizon, and it's not just Verizon, AT&T's like this too, but they treat you like low-class citizens, even though they already have your money. Whereas with post-pay, they don't. So it's not like you're going to leave or not pay. Like, it's not like you're going to use all that data and then not pay.
True.
You've already paid. So it just annoys me to no end that they're like that, but it's everybody. It's not just them.
Oh, everybody has this, like, we have a limited plan, but so what they have changed with this plan is...
So at least with Verizon, sorry, I'm jumping in.
Go ahead.
With the unlimited part, as far as I can tell, they put it pretty up front that you have a limit. It's lower down, like, it's not in big bold letters, but it's also not in the super fine print either. So I'll say that. I only know this because I just looked at their plans. Because I did an upgrade thingy. But go ahead. I'm going to take a drink while you talk.
So with the new plans, they've upgraded you from high-speed mobile hotspot from 5 gigs to 40 for the max. And yeah, they don't even have these on. They don't even have these on yet, actually.
Hmm?
They don't even have these on yet. Actually.
Well, I heard you, but what do you mean?
Magenta Max, according to T-Mobile. Magenta Max, according to the article.
Oh.
Yeah, they still show the 5 gigs. So I'm wondering when these are rolling out, because I thought these had actually rolled out already.
It might be soonish.
Yeah. I could see that. That could also be the other reason why I saw the 5 or the 50 meg limit.
Wait, go back.
Where?
Down like 3, like, okay, stop. Ooh.
What did you find?
Oh. I thought this was for everything, but it's for the mobile hotspot. So if you go over on your mobile hotspot, it's still unlimited after 40 gigabytes, but you get capped at 3G speeds is what this article says.
Oh.
But maybe that's just... No, I don't know why. But 3G is bad.
Well, yeah.
Like, I used to think 3G was like the new hotness.
And I am already paying
Great.
an extra $1 for my Netflix plan because Netflix has gone up in price.
Yeah, I was going to cancel. I forgot.
I'm paying $3 for Netflix for their...
Yeah, you are. I'm not.
Yeah, I admit, if I was in your shoes, I might be thinking about it.
But I also now have... I got the Disney package because that's included in my Verizon plan, which is like ESPN, Hulu, I think.
Oh, you got the big old trifecta plan. So you have Hulu, Disney, and ESPN.
Yeah.
All right.
Which makes it kind of worth it.
Yeah, that would not be...
You get
terrible.
a lot of good deal out of it.
Yeah. And they say the basic one. Maybe I upgraded it. That's why. Because I know we can support multiple televisions. And I thought we had HD.
Yeah, their SD plan only supports one for Netflix. So you'd be up the next tier, because the next tier I think gives you 2 or 3 devices, screens technically, because you can be on as many devices as you want. But unlike other services like Evernote, where you're only limited to 2.
You do get 2 different plans. So the Magenta, you get the Netflix Basic 1 SD. The Magenta Max, you get the 1 SD, 1 screen standard, 2 screens with up to 4K UHD plus with 2 plus lines. Oh, so that might be the other reason why when you get 2 plus lines, it starts adding all that jazz. And also 5G. That's the other stuff. Is the 5G is now part of the, because they've never really charged for 5G, but they're saying it's part of the everything just in there.
Yeah, right. Like if you're a post pay on Verizon, like so if you have a normal plan, you get 5G. At least on their current plans.
Yeah, I just realized something. The article and T-Mobile's website actually are different. I think this is actually up to date. They either didn't update their text on T-Mobile or Gizmodo is wrong.
I
Because-
kind of hope they just haven't updated this,
Yeah.
because it's also only like that. It's only 5 gigs for hotspot.
Which is, I think it used to be like 3 or 2.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was not good. So the fact that it's 5 now is yay.
Well, I don't know. If you're not, I know on a Mac you can turn on low data mode for connections. I think you can for Windows, but I don't know how well it respects it, and I think it depends on the app.
Yeah.
But 5G is like, if you're using hotspot a lot, 5 gigabytes is not enough.
No.
You'll get close, especially if you.
And at that, honestly, if you were actually using it, just get it a little whatever device.
Why?
If you're like using it, because they have a lot more forgiveness on what you're allowed to get through on those.
I was looking at it, and they're the same.
They are.
The only difference that you're getting is that it's a dedicated device, and you're not killing your phone battery.
And I did remember how much the reason I never went to their internet in the house because it was limited. It was actually worse than my cell phone plan.
Oh, like how much you could download?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my home internet needs to be of a higher internet with more internet and higher speeds than my cell phone is. But yeah.
I'm looking at their stuff here, and for the Magenta plans, international, you get unlimited texting for the normal Magenta plan, and you get data at 2G speeds. For the Max plan, it's the same thing, but your data is now twice that. And then in small print, it says up to 256 kilobytes a second. Ugh.
But that's also like international. That is
Right, but
that's like that's the thing that you have to take a boat to or a plane to, because I think Canada and Mexico are actually covered.
they are. That's the next lane down.
Yeah, it's like normal.
Yeah.
It's a North American coverage.
Though you do still get T-Mobile Tuesdays. You do have that on me.
You
Though Verizon might have something similar. I just haven't checked.
know, I get on my T-Mobile Tuesdays, like 5 cents off of Shell gas, which is one of the most expensive gases out there.
5 cents off a gallon? Or 5 cents off the entire thing?
5 cents a gallon. Oh, yeah, 5 cents a gallon.
Okay, that's a little better.
Eh,
But that probably just puts it down to how much it would normally cost.
yeah. Let's see, what else? That's every week. Occasionally a free Whopper or a free fake Whopper. You just have to sign up for a Burger King account to get it.
Oh.
I know. I'm like, I've never done that, so
I mean, I had their app at one point. I don't think I ever made an account, though.
I don't know why. I just didn't. They're one of them. I just didn't feel like it, and I just never
I don't
did.
go there enough, so that's why.
I have places I go to less often that I've created accounts for. I'm like, why did I do this? I've actually been going through a few and like shutting them or telling them to delete my information as I figure it out. I'm like, oh, I don't get rid of this.
I lied. I said I didn't go to McDonald's or
Burger King.
A lot. I did pre-pandemic. Because that was one of the places we went to, me and my work buddies. Yay.
Last Burger King I went to, I think I stood there for 15 minutes, and they still told me to wait.
Like at the drive-thru, or?
I was in the store.
Oh.
There were 2 people in front of me. They were just that. They just had so many. Maybe that's why I never signed up, because a lot of the Burger Kings I go to are some of the slowest fast food joints ever, and they're not that good. And if you ask for like somebody that we worked with, he ordered like a Whopper without cheese.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, no cheese. Literally, when he opened up the sandwich, literally saw that they had scraped the cheese off the
Yeah.
burger.
They'll do that. It's not just them. That's like almost any fast food, and that's because the only ones that I've seen be exempt, not exempt, but less likely for this to happen, at least around here, are the McDonald's. But they are usually skeleton crew. Most fast food places are, for the big franchises at least, because the overhead for, well, either one, there's a couple of reasons. Either the owner of said franchise is a cheapskate and doesn't want to spend more money than they have to, or there's also the case of they're just trying to save money, and you may have showed up at a time when, because they get reports, at least the place that I worked at did, where they used the last year's couple of data, and so like for March 2nd of last year, you did such and such per hour. They would get you, like, you'd get a report of something saying that you would get basically somewhere around this line. Most of the time it was fairly accurate, which just like boggled my mind, because like that's basically predicting an entire city. And you're next to an interstate, meaning it's not just that city, it's now nationwide data. But it's either that, or they are asking for too much overhead, like the actual corporate is. And so far around here, at least, McDonald's have been exempt from that because they always have tons of people there, and it's usually not slow.
True.
It's usually pretty fast, unless you have someone in front of you that's just taking forever to order.
Yeah. I think that's why they've been doing a lot with the split drive-through line.
Yeah,
Split and
I've
merge.
liked that.
That has really sped it up a lot. And pretty much all the McDonald's I've been to. Unless you happen to just choose the wrong line.
I hardly ever choose the inside one, because it's usually harder to get into the line.
Depends on which side. Depends on where you enter in from. Stuff like that.
No, what I mean is, so by inside one.
Oh, you mean like when you're trying to merge back in, somebody may actually try to block you?
Yeah, people don't normally do that, but I don't like. It's just a hassle.
Yeah.
I'd rather not deal with it.
You know what's great about the inside line?
What's that?
You just stare at the person who cut you off. You're just like looking at them, and they're actually like, they have that awkwardness on their face. They're like, they even get that feeling like, I'm being stared at. Yeah, I was a jerk. They kind of look over, and they have that shamed look on their face, like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
I mean, the times that I've done it on accident were because it's like when you stop at a
you
stop.
can do it by accident. Yes,
when you stop at a four-way stop, and you both stop at the same time.
Yep.
Or you're not sure that you did. You thought the other person stopped first, and then, like, on your right side at least, because it goes right. But in reality, you stop first, and so they're waiting for you, and then you both go, and then you both stop, and then you both go. It's like also when you're at maybe not so much anymore, but when you're in a supermarket and you're both trying to, in the aisle, at least maybe it's not that big, but you try to go left, they go left, or
you
they
do
go
the
right.
dance.
Yeah, you do the dance. It's like that, except for in car form. So that does happen sometimes. And then I don't feel bad because it was just a whatever thing.
Yes.
So what you're saying is you're probably not going to get the Magenta Max plan?
I have a better plan.
You do?
Yeah.
Is it a plan they don't offer anymore?
No. It's a plan they offer.
Then explain. Why is it better?
It's a secret plan.
Oh, that's why.
Actually, I think I have the comparable to the Magenta. I'm pretty sure it's that one.
So you basically have... So with Verizon, you can get, like... And other companies, I'm sure, too. But, like, my dad, with our family plan, he could get a pretty substantial discount because of the place he worked at.
Mm-hmm.
So yours is essentially the same thing. It's just different because it's not due to a company.
Yeah.
at least something that you're currently working for, at least. Does T-Mobile also give you discounts for auto pay?
Yes, $5 a month.
Okay. It's good.
5 or 10, something like that. Yeah. That's why also, that's the other thing. You gotta look at these prices. The unlimited, the stuff they have. They actually say in that somewhere in the small print with this much with what is it? With auto pay. I don't see it on this one particularly. Let's look at the Magenta Max. Because I'm pretty sure it says like you get this you get this price with auto pay. Otherwise, it's like an extra $5. Oh well, I don't see it now.
Is that a T-Mobile alert? On the right?
That thing?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
on the right.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is.
Oh, okay.
On the other screen.
The other screen.
Yes.
Because you have 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Technically you have 4, but you don't have the 4th one up.
5. Don't forget the phone.
I meant as part of the same
Oh.
device.
It is awesome. If somebody offers you an additional monitor to do things, just accept it.
Where did that come from?
I actually have to change my password. That's stupid. I'll deal with that later. All right. Next. Oh, we're over time. Would you look at that? We should just wrap things up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we are.
Yeah. We
Okay.
just sidetracked. So, do you have any famous last words?
Do I ever?
Sometimes.
I can count on my hand how many times. Like one hand.
Oh, how about one finger?
And it's been like, no, it's at least 3 fingers.
Okay.
Maybe it's only 2.
Well, I got some famous last words.
What's that?
I ended up finding this really, really cool pen.
Pen or pen?
Pen, like writing utensil.
Writing utensil, okay.
It writes underwater. It also writes other words too.
Nice.